Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live. Now, for more than 2 decades, the Soul City Institute has been at the forefront of creating awareness against issues such as HIV and AIDS infections through TV shows like Soul Buddyz and Soul City. Now, the organization is shining its spotlight and educating young women and girls on issues that affect them mostly, particularly in communities they live in. Throughout Women's Month, the Institute has been engaging in talks focusing mainly on gender justice and issues around gender discrimination. Now, tell us more about this initiative. We're joined by Soul City Institute CEO Lebo Ramafoko. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk about this initiative and how it was started in the first place. What was the inspiration behind Soul City?
The inspiration behind Soul City was actually around 2 doctors who worked at Alexandra Clinic, who were noticing that a lot of children in particular were dying of very preventable diseases like diarrhea. And also that in a lot of instances, people were coming to the clinic when it was very late for something to be done. And we then recognized that, in fact, health is not only about illness, it's also about the environment that a person lives in. It's about the knowledge that they have, and it's about whether or not they live in a supportive environment. And Soul City used the concept of what we call edutainment, which uses entertainment to educate around various issues. But it also realizes that you need to work at community level and make sure that the issues that you show on television, you also are fighting for or advocating for at community level. And we've also done work in the policy space where we were advocating for some laws to change. Because when the laws are favorable and the communities are supportive, it's very easy for an individual to make the change that you want them to make.
Let's talk about the success of Soul City. How do we then measure whether the initiative has made strides in communities?
Yeah, there's various measures that you can use. So for an example, our popularity and the number of people who watch Soul City when we are on television tells us that this is a brand and shows that resonate with people. We do qualitative research that tells us from our audiences that they really appreciate what Soul City does. We've got 3 communities in South Africa that are called Soul City. But we've also done the kind of quantitative research that shows that people who have watched shows like Soul City are more likely, for an example, to adopt safer sexual behaviors. Young people who have been in the Soul Buddyz clubs are much more likely to complete their schooling. They are much more likely to participate at community level. With the Soul Buddyz clubs, which are real clubs of real children in primary schools in communities, we get reports of amazing work that young kids from the ages of 8 to 14 have done. Some of them who have really advocated for other kids in the schools and really changed the environment. In KZN, we've got young kids who have built a house for kids in their schools who had been orphaned. So there's over 22 years, there's so much evidence of the difference that we have made in the lives of people in Southern Africa.
Let's talk about Women's Month. What's happening here?
Well, we are not only focusing on Women's Month. Soul City has relaunched itself. After 20 years, you ask yourself, if I want to be here for the next 20 years, what is it that I must do? Where can I have the most impact and difference? And Soul City has relaunched itself as a social justice organization for young women and girls and the communities that they live in. And for us, if you look at the strategic development goals, goal number 5, that the world has basically said, in the world, if we really want to make a difference, we need to eradicate gender inequality. If you look at HIV, young women between the ages of 15 and 24 are 4 times more likely to be infected with HIV than their male counterparts. If you look at employment and job opportunities, young women, particularly black young women, are still lagging behind. If you look at other chronic infections, women up to the ages of 35 are more suffering from chronic illnesses. We do know about rape in South Africa. We do know about violence against women. And for us, we said to ourselves, if we really want to change our societies in the world and in South Africa playing our part, Soul City would like to focus on social justice for young women and girls.
All right. Lebo, thank you so much for talking to us. We've run out of time, unfortunately. Soul City Institute CEO Lebo Ramafoko talking to us more about their organization's initiative that focuses on addressing issues that affect young women in South Africa. I think this is a discussion that we need to continue. All right, for now.